What's going on, everyone? My name is Connor Curtis, bringing you guys another video this week. This week's video is me training every single day, exactly like the main man, David Beckham. Now, there are three main things that people generally think of when they think David Beckham. They've got free kicks, crossing, and long range passing. Now, these are the three things that I'm going to focus mainly on throughout the entire 7 days. However, it needs to be said that there are so many more attributes that Beckham had that made him the player he was. His discipline and work ethic were pretty much unmatched. You can see here, nearly everyone from Ferguson, Bobby Charlton, Giggs, Neville, Scholes, every single one of them all spoke so highly of his work rate, his work ethic, and his discipline. These things started from when he was young, when he was kicking the ball with his father. They'd go out and they'd train even at 5, 6 years old. He was already practicing how accurate he can kick the football. Now, me on the other hand, at 6 years old, I was definitely not able to get the ball off the ground, and I could probably manage about 2 juggles. But Beckham could pretty much juggle until his feet got tired and could already lift the ball and aiming for crossbars and getting the ball off the ground by 6, 7 years old. I just wanted to outline that at the beginning just to kind of show that sometimes it's more than just the drills and the technique that you have. It needs to be, to make it as high as he did, the discipline and work ethic's got to be there from day one at 5, 6 years old. But every single day Beckham was surrounded by a ball. From 5 to 10, he was surrounded by a ball every day. He'd go to the park, he'd train with his dad, or he'd play at school. And every day he was getting in multiple hours of just football stimulus and just practicing. That's what I kind of want to show in this video, is me focusing really on those 3 aspects of just insane technique that he's got. My ability to wrap my foot around the ball and get lots of spin on the ball is something that I've always kind of struggled with. So that's why I really wanted to do this, because I thought, doing this every day, really just hone in on the technique of trying to get as much bend on the ball as possible. And bend it like Beckham. So that brings us to, how did I train like David Beckham every day? So I focused on 3 things. I trained for 3 hours every single day, and I spent an hour on each one every day, if not a little bit more for some of the more fun things like free kicks. Now, when I think David Beckham free kicks, instantly, like majority of people would just think of his free kick against Greece. The special thing about this free kick is usually I am for the top right corner. If I'm in that position, I try to get over the wall and into the top corner. However, he's able to get so much spin on the ball that he makes it look like originally that he's going to go over the wall. It off balances the keeper. The keeper takes a step to the other way, and then it has so much spin that it comes around and goes in on the keeper's side, and the keepers just stand there doing nothing. This was a little bit of a challenge for me this week. You can see over the days that I start off generally doing pretty straight free kicks that kind of landing in the middle, or I get a little bit under them. My biggest struggle was pretty much every time I tried to get as much curve on the ball that I could, I'd end up getting under it too much and putting too much power on, and it would just sometimes skyrocket. So I was really trying to focus on I don't care whether it goes top corner or in the bush. I wanted to see how much spin I could actually get on the ball with it not getting too high, and just trying to get the right balance between top spin and side spin. You can see some days I just put a stick and tried to bend it around it and try get as much spin on as possible, almost like a chest level pass. And these were just different ways that I was trying to practice getting enough spin on the ball. And you can see by the final day that I'm really starting to get that whippage on the ball that I was trying to do. Although I didn't score any crazy free kicks, I was really starting to get the nice amount of curve and spin and pace all kind of combined into one thing. You're not going to be able to learn how to do this in a week, no matter how much you do it in a week. These are things that take years to perfect and to craft properly. So I'm still very happy with the amount of improvement that I got my free kicks in the week. A quick little fun thing here is that you can see these two pictures here. These are pretty similar. The body position, although not there yet, we're getting pretty close, and I'm really happy with how much improvement I've had over the first week. Now on to crossfield switches. This is one of the things that I really admire Beckham for, because he was able to pick the ball up at like halfway or kind of like the right back, right wing position, take a touch forward and just ping it. He was able to ping it with so much precision. I can't even comprehend how accurate some of his passes were. Like, if it was anyone else, I would just think it's luck. But him, he was just so good and efficient at passing the ball like that. As you can see here, just inch perfect every time. My long range passing is, I'd say, average. I do scuff a lot. I'd either try hit it too hard and end up cutting it to the left, or I'd misjudge my foot placement and it'll end up going out and curving right. But I'd say like 50% of the time it was pretty accurate. So it was about increasing that efficiency, increasing that consistency of pass, and that's what I really tried to do. Take note here, you can see how closely grouped the balls are, that they're in the pretty good relative distance of each other. Now compare that to the first day and they were who knows where, just everywhere, and by the time doing it every day, found that little bit more consistency and started grouping the balls a little bit tighter spread. That brings us on to the final thing, which was crossing. Now, crossing is definitely not my forte. I have been practicing crossing for quite a long time before this, but never this type. When I think of David Beckham and crossing, it has to be that pass to Ronaldo. That pass to Ronaldo, this has to be one of the best passes ever. For me, it's between that and De Bruyne's half volley from like 2 seasons ago, I think it was. Like, that was just insane. But you can see his crossing, it wasn't even just a one-off thing. Like, it was very common to make that type of cross from, it's like an early cross with so much spin that it gets around, goes past the defenders and comes around almost. Like, just insane technique. This is what I struggled with the most, trying to do that. And I did see, so I wasn't too worried about that. I was more just trying to increase my kind of pace on the cross rather than like floating. You can see in this first day here, a lot of them were kind of high and floaty, and that's what I was really trying to get rid of. You can see when I was passing to my mate in a second, that they started to get a little bit better, but it was still a bit lofty. He was kind of waiting for them. It's kind of inviting someone to run in and get them. And then you can see by the end, on the last bit of footage I show, which was actually day 5, I messed up. There's just so much more whippage and power, just even on day 5. Like, maybe not as consistent as I would like, but there are a lot more with the right amount of whip that I really wanted to get on the ball. That was kind of the main thing from this little kind of experiment, was that I wanted to see how much better I could get at getting a certain amount of spin on the ball. Like, these couple of crosses and these couple of shots really showed me that there was a lot of improvement, even though these techniques take years to perfect and craft. That's all. I know that, and I'm very aware of how long these things take, but that shouldn't stop you from going out and doing it, because the only way you're going to actually get better is by going out and doing it every single day. And if you're not doing it every single day, you're missing out on creating new connections in your brain, feet, muscles, and being able to learn and perfect every single part of the technique that you need to become a footballer. I hope you guys have learned something today and had a good little insight into a couple of drills you can do to kind of attempt to reach the same level of technique as David Beckham had. And you guys take it into your own sessions and implement little bits into there so you can improve. Now I'm trying to get a little bit more of a weekly schedule going. I hope you guys like this video. I would love to do a kind of I trained like video every single week, but it probably won't be that feasible. I'd rather do it once a month and then have other videos for during the week. But you guys give me some thoughts on that down below. And if you guys want to see me do one with a specific footballer, then let me know down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something. And as always, persistence is key, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.